How's it going, everyone? It's Jack here for his own 60 for 60, day 13, chilling out here in glorious Abbey Park. Gonna take a seat because this might be a long one. Now, over on Easy Gigs, you'll notice today's theme is, so dare I say it, it was depression. Right? It's a hard word for some of us to swallow, and just hearing it can trigger that, right? But I don't want you to feel that way about it in your life. Right? You've got your own troubles, your own pains, whatever. Bobby McFerrin once sang, "Don't worry, be happy." Right? It's, like I said in that, we all have our own struggles. You can get out of it. You can go off and do more. My own story is one that took a sizable chunk out of the last decade of my life, and it's one that through sheer determination and stubbornness I refuse to let it win. Seeing people come and go, seeing people do their own thing. I've tripped on my own shoes a few times, not seized an opportunity when I should have, but it's easy to look at the negatives instead of going, yeah, but look where I am now. Not only am I, literally like where I am, not only am I in a space where, I'm enjoying fresh air, surrounded by nature, good people all around, enjoying some sunlight when it eventually comes out of the clouds. I'm in a space where I'm about to finish the and edit, and to prove the point, the phone got filled up on storage, so I had to go and sort that out. I'll edit it together. It's fine. Might not be perfect, but whatever, right? I'm at the stage now where I'm gonna finish my masters and get certified. Gotta come back in and either this year or next year or whatever year to get the full diploma. But I'm fine with that. I've proved to myself that I am worthy of being a higher level of education than my previous undergrad. I've proved to myself that I can be the entrepreneur that I want to be. And now it's like, okay, you're on the precipice of where you want to be. You're on the knife's edge. You can either back down, fall on your own sword, or you can make the leap and go to somewhere where you want to actually be. Now I ask you this question, is where right now are you headed? Where right now do you really want to go? Think, right? Now there's, it comes up to like a whole bunch of questions and answers and possible what ifs, right? But what would be like absolutely amazing? Like if I kicked in your door right now and then offered to repay it immediately, right? But said, yo, I got 10 grand. We get to do whatever you want for the next week. I've spoke to you, boss. Here's chill with it. We're just gonna do whatever, right? This is about you, what you want to do. What would you start doing? There was a great one in one of my old door knocking jobs, and excuse the wind, where where the boss asked us, he said, if I were to give you a 10 grand salary increase, what would you do differently? And everyone said, oh, like I'd run between doors, I'd knock on 1,000 doors, I'd greet every customer as if they were my best friend, I'd do this, I'd do that. And he goes, so why aren't you doing that anyways? We go through life too often thinking, right, well, I'll make the change when I'm in the position, I'll make the change when this happens. And it's like, why don't you make the change before? It's like, oh, well, like we're coming back to the whole depression thing. It's like, well, I'll start looking after my health when I feel better. That's a self-fulfilling negative cycle, because then it's like, well, what's going to happen? You feel bad, so you do stuff that makes you feel worse, and makes you feel worse, and makes you feel worse. You can't subsist like that, and it's hard, man. Like, you get those mornings where you wake up and you just want to roll over and just sleep through the day and tomorrow and every other day until it just magically heals itself. But it doesn't, we know it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I know it doesn't work like that. I've seen it doesn't work like that, right? Today's 60 for 60 took a little bit longer, but it's because I know that like a lot of you are, you're putting on strong fronts, but inside you're breaking, or some of you you're not even putting on a front, right? We all have these problems. We all have these issues in some way, shape, or form. There is always something niggling at us. Always. The question is that do you just let it leash on you? Or do you go and do something about it? Do you identify that it is there? Or do you go and do something about it? Thought for the day. But as Bobby McFerrin once sang, don't worry, be happy, 'cause when you're worried your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. Don't worry, be happy, don't worry, be happy now. I'll stop. Right? But just try and break that like iron vice threshold that's going on in your mind, man. You can do it. Message me if you can't. I'm not a licensed psychologist, but I do know a thing or two about overcoming the darkness that's in your ungodly soul, because everything's so black and miserable and right? Consistency is the key. Start today. Here for you. Keep being awesome.